Hey guys, in this video we will learn some basics of light mapping in Unity using Universal Render Pipeline. Light mapping is a very popular term in games and real-time architecture visualization. Now the question is, why do we even need to bake the lighting? So the answer is, number one, it helps us to get better and accurate global illumination in order to achieve high quality lighting for real-time scenes. Number two, using this technique you can get better and optimized lighting for low-end devices such as mobile platform. So with that said, let's jump right into it. Alright, I have opened up Unity and this is a very simple scene. I have downloaded this model from free3d.com. Link is given in the description. This plane is Unity's default plane and this is a simple direction light. And in the environment slot, it is default skybox material. So this is a very simple scene. Although I'm using Unity 2020.1, but you can also apply the same process for Unity 2019.3 as well. There are a few changes in the workflow, but don't worry, I will also cover them in this video. To bake the lighting, first select your 3D object and then from this panel, enable contribute GI and also enable reflection probe static. Repeat the same process for this plane as well. Then go to your direction light and here you can see there are three modes: real time, mixed and bake. We will explore them one by one. First, let's see how this real time works. Then go to your lighting section. And you see there's a little bit change in workflow. In order to access these parameters, you need to create a new light setting. So I click on this new light setting. Okay, so now I can access these parameters. And by the way, you can access this lighting panel by going Windows, Rendering and Lighting. And if you are using Unity 2019.3 or previous version, you can directly access this parameter without even creating any light setting. In the lighting mode, I am choosing Bake Indirect because the shadow mask is not supported. I will also explain the subtractive in a minute. So I choose the Bake Indirect. In the light mapper, I'm choosing progressive GPU because this is faster than CPU. Then keep everything to default and click on generate lighting. It will take a couple of minutes to bake the lighting. And you see it only took 6 seconds to bake the lighting, but it is not looking good at all. So why it's not looking good? So let's fix the problem. So the reason why this object is not looking good, because this object doesn't have a separate light map UV channel. So if you're working in production, then ask your 3D designer to create a separate light map UV channel for all the objects. But in this scenario, you can also create light map UVs in Unity as well. To do that, select your 3D object, go to inspector panel and in the import setting, enable this generate light map UVs and hit apply. And now Unity will automatically generate a separate light map UV channel for this object. Try baking the lighting one more time. And you see this time the light map is baked perfectly fine. By the way, you can check the light map from going to shading mode and choose bake light map and disable the show light map resolution. And you see that our light map is looking perfectly fine. We are getting nice contact shadows and also getting some bounce light from the sky. Even though there are some problems, but don't worry, we will fix them in a minute. Now let's explore some of the lighting features. Go to direction light and here we have three options: real time, mixed and baked. Real time, as the name says, this light is completely dynamic. You can move the lighting in any direction. Also you can change its color and shadow settings. In real time mode, this light will not contribute any kind of indirect lighting in our light map. As you can see, we are not receiving any kind of bounce light from this surface. You can also check that if you go to the lighting section and in the bake light map section, click on preview button. And here you can see there is no lighting information from our direction light. This all light information is coming from the skylight. Next, let's change the mode to mixed and bake the lighting one more time. And in this mode, you can see that we are getting some bounce light from our direction light. If we go to the bake light map mode, you can definitely see that we are getting some bounce light which is coming from our direction light. In this mode, you can still move your direction light, but if you move the direction light too much, like that, you see here we now getting some weird global illumination because now this direction light is also contributing light information in our bake light map. So basically you can slightly move your direction light, but not too much. You can still change your lighting color and shadow settings. Next, let's switch to the bake mode and bake the lighting one more time. And as you can see in this mode, our quality is a little bit dull. the shadows are a bit soft and also very low quality. In this mode, your light is completely baked into the scene. You can neither change your color or any parameter of this light. You can even delete your direction light and your lighting will remain in the same because now it's completely baked in your light map. And if I go to my baked light map, you can clearly see both light and shadows are completely baked into our light map. You can also verify that in our baked light map mode. This mode is very useful for mobile games where you want to keep the lighting but also want to optimize your game. Now let me show you why this mode is optimized for mobile games. To explain that, first I clear the baked data, then go into the game mode, and here you can see we have 6 set pass call, and if I turn off my direction lights, the set pass call are reduced to 3, which means better optimized. But you would never want your scene to look like this. You at least want to have some of the lighting information in your scene. So I turn my direction light back on and my set pass call are now 6. But what would happen when I bake my light map? And here you can see the set pass color again set to 3 because now our GPU is not considering this light in any calculation. You can even turn or delete this light. The set pass color is still 3 and our scene is looking much better than before while maintaining the lighting in our scene. But for now I change again back to mix mode because we want ability to change our light and shadows. Now let's quickly go through these lighting parameters as well. In the lighting mode, there are 2 modes supported in URP. First is bake indirect and second is subtractive. Basically this subtractive is less expensive than bake indirect. To explain that, I have a soldier model here and it is not set to static because this is a dynamic object. This will move around in your scene. So now if I move my direction light, you can see the shadow of both character and this object are moving, which means the shadow of this character and house are completely dynamic. Now let's switch to the subtractive mode and bake lighting one more time. And now if I rotate my direction light, you see only the shadow of the soldier is moving. The shadow of our static object is completely baked into light map. And that's why the subtractive mode is more optimized than bake indirect mode. Okay, now let's again switch back to bake indirect mode. In light mapper, there are 3 options. Basically the Unlighten is deprecated. It will not be available in future version of Unity. You can either choose CPU or GPU. GPU is very useful for small scenes because it is 10 times faster than CPU. For larger project, you may want to use CPU instead of GPU. This progressive update, or previously known as prioritize view, will basically prioritize your scene view when baking light map. For example, if I zoom in and also enable my game view, and now if I generate my lighting, you will notice that it will only focus this area. You can see it will only focus this area which is visible in our scene view. It is very useful when you quickly want to see updates in a particular area of your scene. This multiple importance sampling option is used to generate more lighting sample from environment, which is especially used when you are using HDRI image in your environment slot. The direct sample option is used to improve the quality of your direction light. These indirect samples are used to improve quality of indirect light sources such as self-illumination object. And the environment samples are used to improve the quality of your environment lighting. This light probe sample is used to improve light probe quality, which I will cover in some other videos. In the bounces option, 2 is fine for exterior, and if you are working on interior scenes, you can use 4. This Russian roulette option is used to speed up your light baking. I will explain this topic in some other videos. In the filtering option, I generally keep it to auto. The next option is the most important parameter. Light map resolution control how many texture pixels you allocate to bake your light maps. Generally, the more the light map resolution, the better the quality. For example, if I set the resolution to 10 and bake lighting, you see it quickly baked the lighting, but the quality is very low. You can also visualize this light map resolution by going into the shaded mode, go to bake light map and enable this show light map resolution. If you decrease this value to 10, you will get bigger checkers, which means less light map resolution and lower quality. In most of the cases, this 40 light map resolution is too high, so I recommend you to start with a lower value such as 10, then gradually increase this value as your system supports. This light map pairing option defines the space between light map UVs of your scene object. For example, right now we have 2 textual space. To check that, go to Bake Light Map and open the light maps. So right now in our scene we have two major objects. This is our ground plane and this is our house 3D model. And now if I zoom in, here you can see two textural space between these two UV maps. If I go back to my light map parameters and set the space to 10 and generate lighting one more time, and again go to the Bake Light Maps, and now you can see we have more space between these two UV maps. This option is very useful to prevent light bleeding from one object to another into your light map. This max light map size defines the maximum size of light map your scene can have. For example, right now we have one direction light map of 1024 by 1024 which is using 2.7 megabytes. Now if I lower the resolution to 512 and generate lighting one more time, as you can see now we have two direction light maps of 512 by 512 which are using 1.3 megabytes, which is more optimized than before. This compressed light map option will simply compress your light maps while saving some memory, but keep in mind this will also introduce some artifact in your scene. So now if I disable this option and generate lighting one more time, now it is using 10.7 megabytes and we barely see any noticeable changes in our scene. So if you are working on a game, then I recommend you to enable this option. But if you are working on an architectural visualization project, then disable this option, because in that scenario we want the maximum quality from our light maps. Ambient occlusion will simply bake the ambient occlusion in your light map. As you have seen my previous video, the ambient occlusion post effect is not supported in URP. So if you want to use ambient occlusion, this is the way you can bake it. So simply enable the option and define the distance and generate lighting. And you see now we are getting more contact shadow in our scene. In directional mode, you will find two options, directional or non-directional. So if you are using normal map in your materials, then this direction mode will bake some additional detail in your light map. To explain that, as you can see, there is no extra detail on the surface. But if I apply a material with normal map on it and just normal map, okay. And here you can see with the directional mode, we can see some details in the shadows area as well. What this directional mode does, that it bakes an additional direction light map which is used to provide additional details when you are using normal map on your materials. So now if I bake my scene with non-directional mode, you can see now we have only one direction light map and the details on the shadow areas are gone. So if you are using normal map on your scene, then I recommend you to enable this directional mode. This albedo boost will use colors from your texture maps and provide more bounce light from your diffuse maps. This indirect intensity option is a multiplier of your bounce light. For example, if I set the intensity to 5 and generate lighting, you can see now we are getting more bounce light in our scene. So in exterior situation, this scene may not be useful, but in interior, you can get better global illumination by increasing this intensity. And here you can choose your presets. For testing purpose, I recommend you to use low or medium parameter. And for the final bake, you choose a high resolution parameter. You can also create your own parameters and edit this value according to your requirements. One more thing, that you can use the same light mapping process for any render pipelines such as built-in, URP or HDRP. For more URP tutorials, do make sure to subscribe the channel, and if you are looking for advanced tutorials, then please give a visit to my Patreon page. Patreon is a platform where you donate some amount on monthly basis and cancel anytime you want. By becoming a Patreon supporter, you get access to my advanced tutorials and project file of some of my videos. If you have any queries, you can always ask me in the comment section or join my Discord server. I would also like to thank all the Patreons who supported this month, especially Hannah Sinkonan, Dimedu, Brandon Manian, JB, Hongin, Silas Rangel, and Nicholas Kennedy Korta. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.